All right, so niggas just watched the Demon Slayer movie. I seen it twice. I seen one in subbed and wanted to watch it in dubbed because usually when you watch anime in subbed, some of the shit they be saying goes over your head sometimes. So I watched it in dubbed and pretty much caught everything. Uh, Honestly, out of every anime movie I've watched, and this is like no exaggeration, this is not no hype shit. This is like honestly how I feel. Watching this movie, it felt like pure just art, nigga. Like some type of shit you would see in a museum or some shit like that. That shit felt like art to me, and it really had me thinking in perspective. Was just like, man, like writing stories like this, writing just like bangers like this series right here, like the Naruto's, the Dragon Ball Z's, and just the Attack on Titans, and then this shit. It's just like, damn. I've been wondering like how long it takes them to generate the idea for the characters, the development, and everything that goes into storytelling to create something like this, plus the inspirations that came with it. And watching this, I was just like so amazed, bro, by how good the. Honestly, if you ask me, I feel like they shouldn't have killed off Rengoku that fucking quick. I really feel like they shouldn't have done that. I mean, but then again, if they were gonna kill off any Hashira first, who would have it been, and who would it have been like that we would actually feel really emotional about seeing them die? Either it's gonna be Giyu or this nigga. So, and I low-key fuck with Giyu too heavy. I'm sorry, but any other Hashira, I probably wouldn't have gave a shit. And it just really puts in perspective, just like, and this is why I've said before in one of my other videos about like why black people like anime, but not just black people, but just anime in general. Why anime is starting to become more of a trending thing. It's because it's the morals, the values, the virtues that every character portrays and shows that brings on this type of like just this inner awareness within you that can really help you connect with those characters. I don't know how to explain it properly, but like, for example, this is like kind of off track, but like during the movie, there was a pretty much, for those who haven't seen it, the spoilers, and if you don't give a fuck, then hey, I fuck with you. But pretty much what happened was they go on the train, and the demon has the ability to put them to sleep. So they go inside their dreams, and then they have these like the demon. I don't know what the demon's name is. I forgot. Has these little minions who are pretty much human beings who've had some fucked up shit happen in their lives that they listen to this demon to be able, so they can be also be able to be put in their dreams, so they could experience what they've lost or what they want, a reality where they can never have it ever, pretty much in their dreams. That's why they listen to the demon in the first place. So what they have them do is tie ropes to the arms, probably imbued with some type of magic or curse, whatever the fuck it's called, to be able to go inside the Tanjiro's, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Rengoku's dreams, and pretty much to destroy their soul. But I don't think destroying their soul core kills them. It just cripples them enough so they are pretty much weak. And that whole idea right there is like, like that in itself is fucking amazing how they did that shit. And so pretty much this is one guy particular who goes into who connects with Tanjiro and goes in his dreams and sees the subconscious realm. And pretty much the how the dream world goes, it goes wherever the user is. Like that's the center of the dream. Like the demon's magic, it can't. It's the dream world. He can't make the dream world infinite. So how it goes is that it goes the dream world and then their subconscious mind, pretty much. And his minions' job is to go into the subconscious realm and to destroy their spiritual core, or their soul core, and shit like that. And everyone's soul core was different. When Goku, his shit was just fire. Like I guess that just showed like his inner fire, fierce, you know how fire, the characteristics of fire and shit like that. And honestly, I thought, I may be wrong, I'm gonna have to wait till season 2 drops, but I thought the reason why this nigga was so like smiling all the time and fucking happy all the time was because of the training that he goes through to be a flame Hashira, or just to be a flame swordsman. I thought that's what the training it takes. You have to be like fire, like fierce, bright, and just all the characteristics that come with it. But it seems like from watching this movie, he was always like that. Like I think he probably learned some of that shit from his dad before his dad became, I don't know what happened to him, but before he became, I don't know, depressed or some shit. But that nigga always was like that. And I just found that insane that a nigga is that enthusiastic about and passionate about everything he does, which is something that you can take on for yourself and learn. But anyway, the nigga who goes into Tanjiro's subconscious realm is a nigga that has tuberculosis, which is like, a sickness. And so when he goes into Tanjiro's subconscious mind, it's literally like blue skies, a quiet, peaceful like realm. And he's just sitting there wondering like, damn, like why is this shit so beautiful? Like this is actually so fucking beautiful. And all of Tanjiro's previous reincarnations or incarnations show him where to guide him to the spiritual core. And the nigga's thinking like, why the fuck are these like sprites or spirits of Tanjiro guiding me toward the core? And then he realized that they're only guiding him because he wanted to know where they were. They didn't care. The spirits didn't care what he was gonna do with it. Oh, they didn't know, but just because the nigga asked, they brought him to there, which pretty much showed how pure-hearted Tanjiro is. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit's kind of emotional. That made me feel some type of way. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't cry, but niggas, it was a tearjerker a little bit. And the nigga couldn't kill Tanjiro. He couldn't destroy his core because he was just like, this man is just too pure. This man is just too loving that I can't be that selfish to take away this just so I could feel in a dream what it feels like to be healthy again. And I'm not gonna lie, that brought on some feels. I'm not gonna lie, a lot, especially when Tanjiro's dream, when his family, when he seen his dead family, and then he had to boss up and leave them behind, no matter how hard it was. And that just shows how realistic and how like lifelike those dreams were to him, because that's the whole purpose of his whole mission, is to save Nezuko, and seeing his family there, it just brought on that attachment, and so he had to leave. And I was thinking like, damn, bro, like that had to. That in itself is just tough. And so pretty much fast forward, they defeat the demon. Everybody does their thing and they does their role. And one thing I really fuck with this anime a lot, they don't have that like cliche, like they have the main character be insanely stronger than everybody else and he only fights the insanely strong villain for every arc. It's like one of those things that, nigga, no matter who they fight, I mean, obviously they're probably going to do that where they fight individual, like, demons in the upper moon ranks later on, but I give more of a sense of, like, teamwork. Like, everybody gets some screen time. They don't feel, they're side characters for sure, but they don't feel that much of a fucking side character. Like that even shows Tanjiro can't defeat these demons by himself. Like, I think almost every fight he's been in, except, like, the preliminaries when he was training to going through that test to become a demon slayer, that was the only time he killed a demon by himself. After and the other nigga with the drums and shit. But like it just shows. But even though then Zenitsu, I feel like everyone. I just feel like the power gap isn't ginormous between them. They're all low key the same strength. If we're being honest, they're all the same strength. Like if they were to all to fight right now, Zenitsu, Inosuke, all of them, Tanjiro will probably win, but it's not by that much. Like they all have like the same skill level. Like the gap isn't ginormous, and I really love the teamwork in it. I feel like anime doesn't really do that much. They just have the strong nigga fight the strong niggas, the second strong, like just the weak niggas do that shit. And I fuck with Demon Slayer heavy for doing that like that. It's just the power of teamwork, nigga. Everyone had a role. Everyone's role literally was very significant to the whole thing. And then here comes Rengoku, and seeing this nigga's virtues and seeing this nigga's morals as like a character, I feel like it was really emotional because we really connect with people like this or characters like these. And that's what I was saying. Like, and this brings me back to the point I fucking went off a tangent, but this brings me back to my last point of like how when it comes to anime, it's different when you watch anime and you watch like probably, I could even say probably a cartoon. No, not a cartoon. I'd probably say like a reality TV show or like a live action or some shit like that. If you watch a live action and you see the emotions and the type of emotions that's coming out of these characters in like real time, you wouldn't take it serious. You probably cringe. You wouldn't take it as serious unless they're a really fucking good ass actor. You wouldn't take it serious. But when it's a character that's not real whatsoever, it brings on this type of feel, to like some. I don't know what it is why humans connect with. When it comes to like anime, we connect more with characters from a TV show or like a cartoon wise, anime wise, than we do with niggas in real life, and niggas with morals and shit. And that probably goes into just like there's not that many icons out there that have those type of morals and have those type of virtues. And I'm like, and this is crazy because I was watching this shit. Like you go, like if you watch this movie, you'll go in there. It's low-key a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. It's a little bit slight, not crazy, but it's slight. It really kind of forces, it makes you want to cry a bunch, especially if you connect with these characters heavy. But when you go into there, you'll leave that motherfucker like wanting to become like a better man or some shit or a better person in life. Because this nigga right here brings on, I don't know, just the shit that they say, like, and that's why I fuck with anime. Not because it's just the plot is crazy, but these niggas be saying some real ass shit. Real ass shit that it's not goofy in any way. I mean, some people might think it's goofy, but like you can really take those virtues, those morals, those ideals, and put it onto yourself no matter who you are as a person. And that's why I fuck with anime so fucking much. And that's why I commend this movie so fucking much, bro. Especially this character. And it kind of hurt to see this nigga die so soon, because I kind of at least wanted to see this nigga train Tanjiro and all of them, and just see a little bit of character development, because it's like his backstory was kind of, it wasn't terrible, but it's a real tearjerker. Like I don't know, his dad was on some weird shit on his depression, and he still uplifts his little brother. And the realest shit that he said to me, that just like that, it hit home, like it hit so hard. It was just like no matter how he was saying some real shit, like even after he on some real shit, that fight between the demon and that nigga, Rengoku would have been one on some real. No, that nigga would have marked that nigga. If his regeneration was way too like, his regeneration was just different. If it was like, he regenerates faster than a human, but not like that fucking fast in the movie, oh yeah, Rengoku would have fucking won. But it was just like, oh damn, like seeing shit like that, it's just, oh man, I don't know, that movie, it was just a good ass movie, bro. It was a good ass movie. I fuck with it. I really hope they do something like this again. Like I think season 2 is dropping this year. I'm not too sure. And hopefully after season 2, with like the final fight with Muzan and all of them, I really hope they can try and turn that into a movie. I would love to see that in the theaters. But hey, if it's a TV show, if it's an episode format, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna still enjoy it regardless. But I say this to say, like, these movies and these anime and these shows, like, they bring on the best parts of you. Like, no matter what it is, it brings emotion. It brings virtues, morals, and just on wisdom, on some real shit that you can take on to your real life. I've seen niggas who went from fat and skinny and got yoked, and just saying they watched Naruto. And it's crazy how like a character can really just like invoke your inner shit, fucking Mamba mentality, nigga. Because this nigga was on some of that shit like that. Always the great niggas say that shit, to always be better than you were yesterday. And that's what this nigga was preaching a bunch. Like, he like that, like, and it goes back to my point that I went off a tangent again. But when he was saying, like, no matter how bad life gets, how pathetic you get, how sad you get, nigga, time waits for nobody. And to always keep your head up high, no matter how you're feeling, and always to move forward. It doesn't matter how fast you're going, but always just keep moving forward in life. No matter what it is that you do, no matter how the trials and tribulations come, always to move forward and not to just give up on yourself, and to always try to strive to be better than you were yesterday. I fuck with this nigga heavy. I might get a poster of this nigga on some real shit, because I really connect with characters with those type of virtues and those type of ideals, because it really invokes a better man and a better person in every single human being who watches it. Though you can't watch this anime and leave that shit without having some type of mindset change, even a slightly like a little bit. So I just want to say I give this movie a 10 out of 10, bro. This shit was amazing. I watched this shit twice, subbed and dubbed, bro. This shit was just that fucking good. And it's crazy how it, like, man, this shit was crazy. It was great. 10 out of 10 for sure. S tier. Shout out to that nigga Rengoku. That nigga's a fucking dog, bro. Greatest of all time, bro. But nah, if you haven't seen the movie and if you've been spoiled, or if anybody's fucking watching this shit, go watch it. Trust me, you'll like it a bunch. It was a really good fucking movie.